All right, Lindsay, now on Bounce. This week, President Obama honored the Teacher of the Year winner at the White House, and Mr. James Ford was among the finalists for the national honor. He's the first teacher from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools to win the North Carolina Teacher of the Year award in more than 40 years. How about that? Yes, well, nice applause there. Want to welcome you to the show tonight and say congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you very much, sir.
Fantastic. Now, before we get to you and hear your story, we want to play the moment you were introduced at the White House.
James E. Ford, North Carolina.
Tell us about your White House visit. Did you get to speak to the president personally?
Absolutely. We got about a 15-second spot with him to kind of say something and then take a picture. So.
Okay. What was it like?
It was surreal. I mean, unlike anything I'd ever experienced, really. So I cracked a joke about my tan suit. I hope that he wore his, and he didn't. And,
he took a lot of flack for that tan suit, so he probably didn't want to talk about it very much. But it was a pretty cool moment.
Huh? I mean, it was unlike anything.
All right. And I heard you got to meet a few dignitaries in Washington as well, besides President Obama, on your visit. Talk about some of those.
Yeah, well, I got to meet with Senator Arne Duncan from the Department of Education, obviously Congresswoman Alma Adams here from North Carolina. It was a virtual tour of all things federal, and also concerning education, so I consider it a blessing. I'm still trying to process the whole situation, if you will.
Well, I tell you what, that's a huge award, a huge honor to be selected for that. Tell me, if you had to sum up in one or two sentences your teaching style.
You know what? It's ultra high in its expectation, but also high in its energy. So it's full of music, full of laughter, but also it's pretty rigorous. And I demand a lot because I expect a lot. I believe my kids are just as capable, if not more, than any other kid. And so that's kind of the tenor of my classroom.
And so it's all about getting the kids to believe in you as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
They know I love them. They know that.
And tell me what you teach and how long you've been doing it for.
I teach world history at Garinger High School, and I'm relatively new, although I'm 34. I've only been in this field for 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it was the right decision.
That's fantastic. Any special students that stick out to you? I know there's so many of them, but are just the overall excellence there is at Garinger High School.
Yeah, you know what? I think our school oftentimes gets a bad rap. And for anybody who's really set foot on that campus, has worked with those students hands-on, you realize they're brilliant, and most of them are severely misunderstood. And so it's my job, as well as so many others, to help keep them on the right track and instill that self-worth.
Right. Now, you said you called yourself a class clown when you were a child. What led from that to a successful teaching career? It usually goes to a comedian, right?
Yeah, after a few whoopings, I assumed it had something to do with it. But no, I had a teacher who stepped in and really intervened and told me that he knew I was brilliant, but that I was misunderstood. And he offered me the chance to really learn a lot if I would just listen. And that moment gave me pause, and I recognized that as the crucial point that I pivoted and began to take my academics more seriously. So I'm grateful to him.
Obviously, you've been very successful. I know there are great struggles for teachers. Just for any teachers that might be out there listening right now, any advice you would give to them as far as moving forward?
Yeah, you know what? Hold strong. This is a field that we step into because we're passionate, because we love kids. This has been an incredibly delegitimated profession over the past few years, but we're rapidly still trying to change that process. But our kids need us, so please stay in the position you're in, continue to fight for our young people.
Yeah, let me congratulate you. First, I'd love to congratulate teachers in general, but for everything you've done. Fantastic work, and continued success to you. Thank you, Mr. Ford, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. There's a year-end celebration. We're going to be right back here in just a minute. Stay with us.
All right, thank you, Delano. There is a year-end celebration for hundreds of local students. Our next guest with me tonight is giving you the scoop on a big event for the First Tee of Greater Charlotte. Stick around for that.